Welcome back, everybody. I'm doing this video on the Epstein Files autopsy review. It's been 8 days ago. I didn't really pay attention to it that much and everything, so let's go ahead and get into this video, shall we? Yeah, we shall.
What's up, guys? Benny. Did you watch the Steve Bannon Jeffrey Epstein interview? 2 hours of Jeffrey Epstein answering questions on camera as he was being PR prepped by Steve Bannon. Anyway, I watched the whole thing because I've never really seen a long-form interview with Jeffrey Epstein. I barely heard Jeffrey Epstein talk at all. And he sounded dumb. And maybe it was something that, like, he was just putting it on, but he sounds stupid. Like, he doesn't sound like a bright bulb. He sounded like a dumb person. And he had bad answers. And it wasn't particularly riveting because he was, like, kind of stupid. And that's what the people that knew him best said about him. And a lot of these emails, back and forth, you have some of these physicists, people like Jeffrey Epstein. Clearly he couldn't write, he couldn't spell. You can see how he wrote in his hand. Like, he wasn't a smart cookie. Like, something strange is going on here. He wasn't the mastermind. Virginia Roberts, who was the chief whistleblower on the entire Epstein operation, said that Ghislaine Maxwell, in fact, was the brains behind all of it. Her father, her creepy-ass family connected to Israeli intelligence and so on, utilized Jeffrey Epstein as a kind of a blunt instrument. And the guy was stupid. Ghislaine was the brains. Ghislaine's the one in jail. What does Ghislaine say about Jeffrey Epstein from jail?
No, he didn't. I don't believe he did. I believe that he was murdered. Well,
when asked about whether Epstein killed himself, she goes, no. He's murdered. You know who else says that? If you're looking for, like, people who understood Jeffrey Epstein and his motivations, Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, told me that Epstein was killed. About the official Epstein story for a long time.
I'm not a skeptic about the fact that he didn't do it alone. He could not have simply killed himself alone. If he killed himself, it was with the assistance of some guards. Some guards have been disciplined for turning.
So the guards turned off cameras. Who was watching Jeffrey Epstein that night? And more importantly, who determined his cause of death? Broken bones in the dude's neck. You know how impossible it is, like, break bones in your own neck? And especially when you're inside of a prison like this. Have you ever seen this? This is crazy. This is footage that was taken. I think it's, like, totally illegal, but is inside of the correctional facility there in Manhattan. And if you're a keen observer, you'll notice sort of the guards station there, the L-tier cells, and they walk up and they walk into Jeffrey Epstein's cell where he was allegedly murdered. I say allegedly because who knows? Jeffrey Epstein's still alive. I mean, everything's been a lie so far. They said that nobody entered the L-tier at all, but you can see clearly on the footage that somebody did enter the L-tier. Somebody entered here. Well, look at this. Look at that door. I mean, listen, man, you ain't getting in there unless you have the keys. It's not like another prisoner got out and, like, was able to wiggle the locks. Somebody gave him the keys. Somebody from the inside had assistance, Jeffrey Epstein. And you can see here, like, look at how would you even kill yourself in a cell like this? You would have to have so many linens. You would have to have so much assistance to kill yourself in a cell like this. There's 7-foot tall ceilings. So it's cramped. I'm 6 feet tall. I'd be ducking my head getting in there. The bunks are 4 feet tall. You can't hang yourself off the bunk. It's like the whole thing, it's just like a teeny little box. That's it. That's the whole cell. How would you ever kill yourself in a cell like this? Look at the roof. You ever seen the ceiling? This is fascinating. Right? Anything to hang yourself off there? No. It's a cement block. You got nothing. So then how, like, if all of these doors, which are really, like, quite industrial industrial-style doors here with multiple locks. Who controls the locks on the doors? Anyway, it's something that has been, of course, a lingering question. Here's the photo of Jeffrey Epstein's cell where they found him dead. You can see all of the insane amount of linens that were brought in, the alleged noose, LOL, that they've never recovered. It's all a lie. It's being proven a lie. Now, eyewitness Epstein's post-mortem, his death, has to be reinvestigated, says Dr. Michael Baden. Dr. Michael Baden says that the pedophile's suicide actually didn't happen at all. Dude's alive. He actually watched the autopsy. He was present. And he says, no, man, this guy didn't kill himself. Dr. Epstein's post-mortem says pedophile was strangled, not hanged. Jeffrey Epstein was strangled, not hanged. He was in the cell by himself, so how's that possible? New York prison cell, according to the doctor present. Michael Baden called for the cause of the pedophile's death to be reinvestigated almost 7 years after he was found unresponsive. He is unconvinced by the conclusion of the New York Medical Examiner that the American billionaire, took his own life. My opinion is that the death was a strangulation, pressure, rather than hanging. He told the Telegraph, given all the information now available, you have to reinvestigate. The doctor did not carry out the postmortem himself. He was present during the examination, acted as an observer on behalf of Epstein's family. At the time of the autopsy was done, the medical examiner, we both agreed on the basis of the autopsy report, the information available, that more information was needed to determine the cause of death. Following the release of more than 3 million documents, now he's saying, you got to do it. Dr. Michael Baden calls the cause of the pedophile's death to be reinvestigated because he broke, bones were broken in his neck. A little over a minute after this, video outlines a prison guard approaching the desk near Epstein's cell. 6:30, just 10 seconds later, person makes his way to the cell. A little over a minute after this, the guard can be seen moving back and forth between the security desk, shortly joined by others. Guards can then be seen running between the two areas. Epstein was officially declared dead at 6:39 a.m., abruptly halting one of the most coveted, closely watched federal criminal cases in recent memory. Newly released files, investigators noticed orange shape moving up the staircase towards his cell the night of his death. Of course, the FBI had a press release that was written on August 9th, even though he died on August 10th. And even the FBI's own investigator says that there was a flash of orange, could possibly be an inmate or somebody else being escorted up to the steps, but we were promised nobody went into or out of the cell tier. Again, even one fracture, we have to investigate this as a homicide. This warrants a full investigation. There were 3 distinct fractures in Epstein's neck. Baden says, 50 years of reviewing prisoners' deaths, he's never seen 3 neck fractures from a hanging suicide. They ruled it a suicide. She wasn't even at the New York's chief medical examiner ruled it a suicide by hanging 5 days after Epstein's alleged death. She wasn't even at the autopsy. The noose was made of orange bed sheet found in the cell. Official report that it wasn't used for Epstein's death. The marks on the neck didn't match the material. Guards moved the body. They refused to show how it was found. They moved him to the infirmary instead of treating him at the crime scene. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, here's his noose. Yeah, got it. This broke 3 bones. You know how hard you know how impossible it would be to break 3 bones, to break bone after bone after bone and keep going? No, dude. It's impossible. And look at all these cameras that they turned off. There's cameras everywhere. Cameras in the cell, cameras everywhere. Even 60 Minutes called BS on this. 60 Minutes called BS. Yeah. Epstein autopsy shows 3 broken bones in his neck, consisting with strangulation. Dude, even CBS News. You know how impossible it is to break that bone by trying to hang yourself?
No. Does it point to a homicide? No. But it gives the medical examiner a little more information about exactly what the manner of death is.
The New York City Medical Examiner's Office has completed the autopsy, but not yet released its findings. However, federal officials said he died by apparent suicide.
It's all coming unraveling, man. They tried to cover it up. It's all about unraveling. Dr. Baden was on.
If you wouldn't mind just summarizing for us what we know, or what you know about Epstein.
I was present at the autopsy.
Epstein was killed. You didn't die of suicide.
Three fractures in the windpipe that are much more typical of crush injury from homicidal strangulation than from hanging. There were particular hemorrhages in the eyes, again more typical of homicide. And the ligature imprint on the neck didn't match the ligature that was present in the cell made from a sheet. So I thought that made it more likely that this was a homicide than a suicide. But we never got to find out how the body was found. Was he found hanging or not, for example, because the two guards were sleeping through that time. He was dead for a few hours before he was found. And the two guards never made a statement that was released as to how the body was found.
Enough lies. Enough lies. You know? Enough.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, breaking up. Obama hired Epstein in prostitution scandal. This has been 5 days ago. So Obama had connection with Epstein too. Let's read some of the comments. Please stop referring to them as elites. They are parasites. Means nothing until he arrested and in prison. Anyone else try it of nothing happening and lock them the fuck up. Wake me up when the arrests are happening. Wake me up when they actually are arresting some significance. Yeah, I believe that as well too. So we're good. And you know what, Bill Gates even knew about stuff and he warned people about it. So let's go ahead and get to the video, shall we? We shall. Enjoy.
Send me down! Send me low! Where the flames of justice glow. I deserve the pit.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. When the masses are waking up and ready to stage a revolution against the predator elite and their monstrous habits as exposed in the Epstein files, and Barack Obama, three-term president of the United States, I'm counting Joe Biden's cadaver term as one of Barack's, when Barack Obama himself is now embroiled, hiring Jeffrey Epstein to cover up his own prostitution. Oh yes, and we have the receipts for that. It's time for bread and circuses. It's time to pacify the masses. Shut up. Shut up, people. Look, it's Barack Obama and Mike. Mish. This is what Barack calls her. Mish. There they are. Look at that, the image of love. You know, when a woman goes like this. That's it. Nothing but love. No, don't worry. Bread and circuses. They were at the All-Star game. Barack Obama was literally catching balls at the All-Star game. There we go. Look, he caught a ball. He's catching balls. Make sure that it goes right to Barack Obama in this All-Star game that's watched by hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. Look, they're at a game. Watch Barack Obama's dainty little leg turned up when he catches the basketball. Don't notice the size of Michelle's hands.
Yeah, I do.
Bigfoot. Legitimately much bigger hands than Barack Obama. Anyway, bread and circuses. Be distracted. There's sparkly lights. Look, there's a flamethrower behind Barack Obama. Look at this. Wow, flamethrowers, sparkly lights. Everyone be distracted. Don't pay attention to Barack Obama covering up prostitution by hiring Jeffrey Epstein. Barack Obama says he likes the Olympics. Barack Obama catches balls. Barack Obama gets a standing ovation. Barack Obama now opposes criminal aliens and opposes all aliens, kind of, by announcing there are aliens.
Here. Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them. And
they're real, Okay, but like I haven't seen them except for the millions that I let cross the border. But it's a totally different thing. Bread and circuses. Wait a second. I'm walking back on the alien thing. Whatever. Okay, it's all a distraction. It's all a distraction. Barack Obama is a famously private person who doesn't want to go out and do public events, who doesn't want to go out and have questions asked of him, uncomfortable questions. He's bad at this. He's never really been good at it. And he really doesn't want you paying attention to now the Jeffrey Epstein story tightening around his administration. This is Catherine Rumler. This is Barack Obama's personal attorney. She was the White House counsel, the most powerful attorney in America, everyone says. She was as close to Barack Obama as anyone. Well, of course, except for Jeffrey Epstein. She emailed Jeffrey Epstein. Look at this. This is Catherine Rumler, former White House counsel for Obama. Look at the number of times she emailed Jeffrey Epstein. More than anyone else on the Epstein list. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Like almost twice as much as anyone else on the Epstein list. Look at in such incredible amounts, such frequency. Catherine Rumler loved Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
She emailed him all the time. The emails from Epstein correspondents. For all lawfare, she was the one who Jeffrey Epstein emailed. So it is fair to say that Barack Obama and Jeffrey Epstein shared a lawyer, and now we know as a matter of fact that Barack Obama hired Jeffrey Epstein. Bread and circuses, be distracted. Barack Obama's great. Isn't he great? No, he's not. And this side of Bill Clinton, he's the president who should answer the most about Jeffrey Epstein, the Obama administration's prostitution scandal, and the Rumler-Epstein connection. Let's read. Epstein, Obama advanced team member, Jonathan Dock. Okay, so advanced team member is like a member of the administration that goes on trips to like get things in order. Jonathan Dock is like a nobody. He was caught with a hooker in a hotel room in Colombia. Okay, this is not good. When you're in presidential detail, obviously can cause major problems. Obama's then top lawyer, Catherine Rumler, attempted to cover it up, which cost her the Obama Attorney General job. Rumler just quit a $25 million a year job at Goldman Sachs last week. Oh no. What happened here exactly? Rumler Obama covered up for the prostitution scandal. Instead, they blamed the Secret Service. 10 members lost their jobs over the scandal. So they torched 10 members and their careers. This is where it gets really exciting. So who did order the Colombian hooker? It turns out it was 25-year-old presidential advance team member Jonathan Dock, who was staying in room 513 at the Cartagena Hotel. Cartagena Hilton. Dock was a nobody, but Dock's father, Leslie, is a huge financial backer of Barack Obama. Look at that. Started working full-time for the Obama administration. Oh, and the global women's issues at the State Department. Global women's issues. Hiring the Colombian hooker. Dock's father, Leslie Dock, prominent Democratic donor, who gave tens of thousands of dollars to the party to help elect Obama. In his previous job, he was a top lobbyist for Walmart. Oh my. And he partnered with Michelle Obama on special projects. He too joined the Obama administration. Look at that. So Doc his son went on, got a plum job at the White House, and then hired a bunch of hookers, and then they blamed it on the Secret Service, which is total scapegoating the Secret Service to protect one of their dirty donors. Here's where it gets great. This is where it gets amazing. There was a cover-up orchestrated by Catherine Rumler and Jay Carney to avoid implicating Doc and his dad while throwing the Secret Service under the bus. So they said it was the Secret Service who were hiring the hookers, but it wasn't. It was actually their donors. Get a load of this. As an aside, Doc's hookers had seemingly impeccable Instagram paste. The woman had posted photos of herself in undergarments in front of the Summit of America's sign in time for the trip. At that point of the cover-up, Doc's prostitution scandal only got bigger and included Charles Edwards, acting Inspector General, Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano. Uh-oh. Okay, fine. Some kid bangs a hot Colombian hooker. Obama throws 10 Secret Service agents under the bus to protect one of his top financial backers. That's just life in D.C. Happens all the time. Here's the twist. Katherine Rumler brought on Jeffrey Epstein to fix it. Oh yeah, the direct connection is unbelievable here. Here's an email chain between Rumler and Epstein when Rumler was hoping to replace Eric Holder as the next Attorney General. She lost to Loretta Lynch after this sex scandal blew up, drafting her response to exonerate Doc and avoid the appearance of a cover-up. Here's Rumler sharing some more thoughts with Epstein over the cover letter. Needless to say, this matter was strictly confidential and was secret at the moment, the biggest scandal rocking the Obama White House. There's a text chain between Rumler and Epstein in clearer context. Here they are going back and forth over the editing of this lie, this cover-up. They're going back and forth and exchanging notes and writings. Finally, here's a letter to then Obama White House Deputy Press Secretary Eric Schultz, sent in coordination with Rumler, who wrote the Washington Post article exposing Jonathan Doc's prostitution scandal. And here's the letter that Epstein helped Rumler draft, in which he also sent the Washington Post defending Doc from the sprawling prostitution scandal. Whoa. Beyond the obvious questions of the Obama administration prostitution scandal cover-up, which Congress DOJ should finally ask, the most important question is, why did Obama's top lawyers summon the help of a disgraced pedophile in planning her defense against the prostitution scandal? In the end, Epstein failed. Rumler's attempts to damage control did not work. She withdrew from the consideration to replace the AG. Oh my goodness. And then Jeffrey Epstein got her a plum job at the Rothschild Bank. You can't make it up. Obama administration turns to Jeffrey Epstein to help them with the hooker scandal. Oh my. Here's, of course, the full Washington Post article on this. Go ahead and read it. Details. And here are the Epstein emails. The aforementioned Epstein emails. Look at how much he was emailing Rumler about this issue. Here's their back and forth. Here you can see in the back. Ooh, man. Could have been the prostitute is pretty strong mitigation. There you go. Here is Jeffrey Epstein drafting letters from the White House. Oh, man. Here you go. This is directly from Jeffrey Epstein, drafting White House press statements from Barack Obama. Rumler Obama covered up the prostitution scandal and said blamed the Secret Service. 10 members lost their jobs over the scandal. Dirty, 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 dirty.